Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome. This is Jannice Jones, part of the Positive Life Company. I'm going to talk today about an interview I just did on a podcast. So I was interviewed on the Dawn Jarvis podcast, and that'll be coming out within the next month. And what we were talking about was all about why boundaries are important and how, if we don't have healthy boundaries in place, then we don't get to live the life that we're meant to live. It's as simple as that. We don't get to prioritize our health, our well being, our goals, our aspirations, or anything else. So, how does it work? What is a healthy boundary, and how do we set them and how do we keep them? So, one of the things we talked about is I came up with a system called the three P's. So, if somebody makes a request to you and you automatically normally go, yes, and you haven't even thought about whether you've got the time, whether that thing that you've been asked to do is in alignment with who you are, whether you actually get on with that person and want to do that, or whether it clashes with something else. You might not, you might say yes, but 6 months anyway. So you need to implement the first of the P's, which is to pause. So when somebody asks you, can you do, instead of going yes immediately, I want you to just practice going, can I get back to you on that? So you just take a breath in, can I get back to you on that? Because if you don't give yourself, if you are a people pleaser, if you are a codependent, if you are somebody that doesn't have firm boundaries in place, if your automatic response to everybody is to say yes, and then you end up completely burnt out, totally overwhelmed, tired, exhausted all the time, and then wondering why you can't get on with the things that you need to get on with for your own health, well-being, life plan, entrepreneur journey, business journey, looking for a partner, whatever it is. If you don't get to, if you don't say, can I get back to you on that? And give yourself the time to actually think, which is the second P, which is ponder. So you pause, you say, can I get back to you on that? And then you ponder on it, you think about it. Is it in alignment with my values? Is it something I want to do but can't do at the moment because I haven't got the time? Is it something that absolutely I do not want to do? Is the person in alignment with me? Are they at the right energy level? Are they coming from the right place? Or are they just wanting, you know, me to take responsibility for something that maybe is theirs? So if we don't do the pause and we don't do the ponder, then we're always going to do the third P, which is proceed without having thought about those things. And they're really important. So, why are boundaries important? Why are they important? Because if you keep saying yes to everybody else, then you say no to yourself. Just think about that. Sit with that for a moment. If you are saying yes to everybody else because you're doing it out of a habit, you get asked and you automatically say yes. If you are coming from that place of people pleasing, codependency, always putting other people first, from the health helping professions, where everybody else's needs come before yours. If you any of this, if any of those sound like you, then you're probably suffering from codependency. And if you're concerned that if you say no, or no, I can't do that at the moment, or whatever it is, and you let that person down, you're not letting them down. You're just saying, right now, I can't take that on. It's not either not for me now, or it's not for me ever. And it's okay. And if you get somebody, if you say that to somebody and you say, I can't do that, I'm awfully sorry. You don't even have to explain why, but you just say, look, I'm really sorry, but that's not something I can take on. If they are emotionally mature and have emotional intelligence, then they will hear you and say, fantastic, thanks for letting me know. And they'll go and ask somebody else. If, however, you are dealing with somebody who is self-centered, selfish, uh, likes to put upon other people, and always expects other people to do things for them, or is narcissistic and thinks that the world revolves around them, then you are going to get some sort of pushback, and you have to be able to live with that. So one of the things that I teach people, apart from the 3 Ps, is to say, what other people think of me is none of my business. And you have to risk upsetting people who are not emotionally mature or have emotional intelligence or high emotional intelligence. You have to risk upsetting them. But that's okay, because our job is not to make everybody else happy and wear run ragged and I've got no time to look after ourselves, do any self-care or self-well-being. That's not our job. Our job is to look after ourselves, our energy, our minds, our whole holistic well-being. That's our job. Because when we do that, when we prioritize our own health and well-being by having healthy boundaries in place, then we get to improve the relationships with those that are on our level, who are emotionally well and emotionally mature and have emotional intelligence. And we get to distance ourselves from those that actually aren't particularly healthy, well, or spiritually advanced, emotionally advanced. And do we want to spend much time with those people anyway? So that's what we need to ask ourselves, which is, what's more important? My vision, my goals, being able to help the people I'm meant to help by having the energy left to do that, or to say yes to everybody, to things that are not in alignment for people who we may not even like, let alone have the same values as us. Which one? Which one? And in order, if it's I need to prioritize my own health and well-being, then what do I need to let go of? And who do I need to just distance myself from by saying no? Because no is the right answer in that circumstance. And if you need any help with that, find somebody like me or somebody else out there, or go to a codependency meeting. Codependence Anonymous, online meetings all over the world, or face-to-face meetings in some parts of the world as well now. Because this stuff matters. Because when your yes is really a yes and your no is really a no, then you make the greatest difference in the world. Because you start to be surrounded by other people who are also more mature, who are also able to have healthy boundaries. And we're not saying to have healthy boundaries, you have to be nasty to anyone. You don't. You just have to know who you are, what you're aligned with. And if that means you need to go and do some values work and find out what your values are so that you know, what you are aligned with, or if you already know that, but you find it incredibly difficult to disappoint anyone, or that you can't say no because you're terrified of what they're going to think of you, or you're a complete people pleaser and just put everybody else first before you, and you might not even think you have any needs, in which case you really do need help, because that's not okay to live like that. You've got greatness inside of you. We all have greatness inside of us. We can all do something that makes a difference in somebody else's life. And if you're spending all your time, energy, and effort and brain power on fixing stuff for other people that's none of your business anyway, and probably isn't even in your zone of genius, but you just say yes anyway, then you're depriving them of finding the right person to help them, or depriving them of the opportunity for growth by helping themselves, or something else, something else. It doesn't have to be a negative outcome that comes from us setting healthy boundary, but for ourselves, it's only positive. And how other people accept that is none of our business. So we have to let go of that. So hopefully, if this has been of any help, please, I will be putting up regular videos on all sorts of subjects in the health and well-being arena, because I am a wellness and well-being consultant and specialist and entrepreneur. So please follow this channel. Let me know in the comments if you enjoyed it, or if you've got any questions. If you've got anything you want to reach out to me on Instagram. I'm on the Positive Life Company, at Positive Life Company. On LinkedIn, I'm on Jannice Jones, at Jannice Jones with a double N. So reach out to me and we can have a conversation, because this stuff really matters, and it really makes a difference in your life when your yeses really mean yes and your no's really mean no. Have a great day. From my heart to your heart, be well.